The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and today we're going to talk about a blood moon that's coming up in a full moon lunar eclipse. And it's an interesting one. It's a very potent one, and we're going to ask the angels for insights on that. I have been nonstop asking for a deeper depth, connection, answers, what I can give to you, what I can help myself with everything, and it has been an interesting week. I do want to make sure that I put this out there right now. We are having issues with our internet connections, so we have already contacted tech, and they are sending out a new router to us. Right now we are working fine, but if for any reason that we seem to disappear suddenly, I'm recording this differently too, and I will just upload the whole thing and keep going. So I just want to put that out there. We seem to be fine, but it has been acting a little strange since last week, so we are getting that equipment sent out to us immediately to replace it. So I wanted to let everybody know we're doing our best. That's what I've spent my whole morning doing, is making sure everything was working. So we put a lot of energy and passion into the show because we want to be here for you. We want to be a place of encouragement when things seem challenging. So with that said, I want everyone to know you are so welcome to be here, and thank you guys, everyone joining us in chat today. We have, oh hey, Journey to Becoming You. Oh, thank you so much for the support. You just made my whole day. That just made everything that I was painstakingly doing this morning worth it, because the passion and the love that comes from you guys supporting us helps us just keep putting more and more love right back to you. So I just want to say thank you for that. Oh my goodness, yes. Got chills all over, thank you. So I even had one piece of equipment doesn't want to work at all or update. But we're here. So here's the thing, we are in a Mercury retrograde. So all morning I've been going, okay, Mercury retrograde, you're going to play games with us, okay. And it does do that. We talked about that last week. So if you guys want to know what's going on with this one, it's interesting because they always challenge and kind of, you know, it seems like communications and technology acts weird anyway, but we're here. We just keep going. And it's trusting that the universe has a reason for things that might be unexpected to us. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. We talked about that retrograde last week because we're in that for 3 weeks. What's interesting here that we're going to talk about today is this Scorpio blood total lunar full moon lunar eclipse that's coming on May 15, right in the middle of the retrograde. So blood moons are interesting. They do look red, and you know, you see sometimes they're depicted in, you know, film and movies and, you know, sci-fi and stuff like that. It's like all this scary stuff, but no, what it is that's actually very scientific, where there's just this alignment where the natural alignment gases, I think, I'm not looking at anything to give you exact, but there's a scientific explanation for the color of the red. However, we're looking at this from the spiritual soul journey here, and what astrology can show us from an esoteric point of view of our soul's journey here in this physical world. This one is very much going to be about leveling up that way, and it's also going to really address some things, because full moons in general are about closure and, you know, a cycle ending before another one begins, and letting go of things we need to let go of that just no longer serve a purpose, maybe could be weighing you down or holding you back. And it's not about blaming, okay, it's that person I got to get. It's nothing like that. It's more, what's that, where are you? Where have you evolved? Where have you grown? What's shifting or changing for you? So this could be in a lot of different areas of life for a lot of people. So we're going to look at this one. It's also very rare on this particular full moon because of the lunar eclipse. It's a total lunar eclipse. It's a Scorpio one. And that one takes us deeper for healing and rebirth and endings and all of that. Just let it go kind of a thing. And it's rare. This was a potent one. So this is all coming up because it's really going to help us and really address for all of us in different ways. It could be anything. It could be you're just ready to start a new direction in life. It could be you've changed in things that you loved before, hobbies, the job, just activities, whatever it was you were passionate about. Maybe it's shifted and you want to go into something else. There isn't anything negative about that. Some people feel like, oh, what's happening? And they're holding on to past. Our journey is going through things, and we may go in and out of different flows through the whole lifetime, because this is a spiritual experience in the physical world. So that's where we're coming from today. So full moons being all about closure and releasing what no longer serves you. And then you have this lunar eclipse going on. We have quite a bit going on here. So this one is going to feel a little sensitive at times for some of us, because Scorpio brings us deeper to end something and rebirth something. So think Phoenix rising out of the ashes. It reminds me of that so much, which is why I chose the picture that I did today for the photo and just the visual for the show. Think of that Phoenix rising out of the ashes. That represents the ending, and whatever was is gone, but you're coming up and you're rebirthing from that, and it's incredible, and you're better and you level up. So that's where we want to look at it that way, because that's very different. That's positive, because the universe is about our spiritual well-being too. Okay, it's not just our physical life. I mean, here's the thing. It could be challenging in your physical life, or it could be everything's going great, but inside feels empty, you know, on the spiritual side. It just doesn't feel like, you know, you can have everything going perfectly in your physical world and you're not happy, or you don't feel it, you feel like something's missing. Go inward for that part. So I put an affirmation out for today that is focusing on that. So the affirmation for today, I have it written in my show notes and have it out there on blog posts and everywhere that I put it. So that is, I align my focus and intention for closure of what no longer serves, and we rise up to embrace a new chapter that reflects your truer self. Okay? We're going to level up. Okay, this is an opportunity, a good opportunity. It could feel challenging, and I'm going to go through that because it's kind of big. So May 15, 16, depending on where you live, you might want to look to see when that actually clicks in, or if you could see it in your area. So that would be, just go look up, you know, the astronomy of when that happens, and you might be able to see it. I don't know if I can even see it. I got to look that up. I've been too busy trying to make sure I can connect to the internet. So I've been having my priorities challenged here. So here we go. So if this is rare, important, potent, and this is a big deal, let's look at it. Okay. Blood moon eclipses. And here's that thing about why they are red, okay? They have that reddish hue, okay, because that is that scientific side. You know, just the way it'll look and appear. It's an illusion, so to speak. So it's kind of fascinating how that is. That's a completely different science explanation Doesn't have anything to do with something negative or horrible happening. We're looking at this energy influence. Blood moon, lunar eclipses. Lunar eclipses always happen on a full moon, where a solar eclipse happens on a new moon, just so you know that for reference. So if you have felt full moon energy, or you experience and you know those full moons are coming, you can imagine that because we have an eclipse which magnifies the energy behind it, and then we have a full moon, then we have all of this going on, and we have all of these things lining up. This is pretty potent. You may feel this one a lot more. This is something that you may feel because of the eclipse. The eclipse is really bringing things up more. And now we got Scorpio behind it. All these things are happening. You might feel this on a physical, emotional, mental, spiritual level. You may feel it in all ways. If you've had suddenly some things acting up, physically, like, I don't know, anything, joint pain, whatever, all of a sudden it's like, why is that happening all of a sudden? I thought I had that worked out. It might be taking you, because it's Scorpio, a little bit deeper to look at what's left to uncover and heal and let go of. So don't discount, don't feel discouraged, don't feel like a failure or anything like that. You want to look at this as, oh my gosh, I'm seeing a deeper level for healing. That's what we want to do with this. So these effects can last for about a month. Now here's another interesting note. This eclipse, we're in eclipse season, and eclipse influences can last a good 6 months or so sometimes, but this one you will definitely feel for about a month. But in November there's another one, and they're going to be tied together. So I highly recommend take notes and pay attention to what you're feeling or experiencing with this one, so you can reference it in November. So you'll have it. It's like, well, I don't remember what happened in May. Well, do some journaling here. That's why I put all those journals out on the site, so you have something to work with that. I do have one of those in the moon, working with moon cycles. There's a journal in there for that one. That's over on the website if you want to go look at that. So all eclipses, and here's something about eclipses, they activate and they wake up your soul contract. What the heck is a soul contract, right? For people that don't know, the soul contract, from metaphysical approach here and spiritual approaches, is something that we chose and we basically agree to before we come into this lifetime. So that soul contract is, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I'm agreeing to work on when I go into that physical life. So you don't know that. You're on the journey when you come in, but this is something that happens before you're even here. That's what that means. So it might bring, so eclipses, they wake that up. So you're looking at a soul contract, like, what are you here to accomplish? And that could be not just what your job is. Sometimes we get so focused on what the job is, or that project, that we're forgetting, what about kindness or sympathy, or maybe not taking everything personally, or some of those other parts of us that help us flourish in everything else we do. That's big deal, right? So if you look at it this way, you can open up this window of opportunity to really grow and level up, because no matter what's happening in the physical world, we are really truly spiritual beings living in this physical world. So you don't want to forget that part. All of these things remind us of that. So it's waking up the soul contract. It's bringing up whatever needs to be there. What is necessary for the growth? What does the soul need to push past this obstacle, or move past this point and go to the next level? So sometimes the challenges do that. Sometimes unexpected events happen, but they redirect us. There's nothing here to try to attack us or hurt us, but sometimes we need a nudge. And it's addressing that a little bit. So when we look at this, a lot of times I don't want everybody to go, oh no, be afraid of the future. It's nothing like that. Do you trust anything? Do you trust the beliefs that you have? Because if we're so worried about what might happen tomorrow, we're not trusting the universe, that the universe is going to provide what we need as we go through different things. I know, big stuff, right? I did go into a really deep meditation this morning, and it's taking me in there too. So I hopefully I don't know how to explain it except that there's a lot of information coming through right now. I have notes, but I'm also picking up a lot. And here's the thing. If you feel guided in one area very strongly, this blood moon eclipse could really highlight it, like really shine a spotlight on, this is what door needs to close. This is where you need closure. This is where this needs to end so you can start a new chapter, because it's really like one door closes, another one opens. However, this part is, where do you need to take some action to do that? Where are we part of that? Or are we just avoiding it and we'll just wait for it? And here's the thing, if we choose to be a participant, it's a lot less like suddenly unexpected that door closes. I mean, it sometimes will close for you if you don't close it. That's where that soul contract might be trying to get you up to speed where you need to be, where you are on the soul journey. This is what this kind of stuff's about. It's kind of deep. If there's just something that's got to give, something needs to end. And I think we've been feeling that now for a few weeks, maybe a month or so. Like, we've just been feeling like something's got to change. Something's got to give. Something's got to shift. Pay attention to what that is. Really pay attention to what that is for you. Because this eclipse could trigger and really throw some spotlight on that. And then you're going to go, oh my gosh, there it is. You may feel it emotionally. You might feel it mentally. You might feel it in big ways. It might be something physical. It could be anything. Don't be afraid of it. Let the universe show you what you need as the individual soul for your growth and leveling up. We all are on different paths, so it won't be one answer for everybody here. I asked angels about this one, and I continually felt a very strong presence with Michael and Raphael on this one. Working in tandem, that's a great team. Because every time you feel like insecurity or fear, or you're like, I don't know if I can let go of that, but I feel like I should, that kind of thing. Ask Michael to help you just cut some ties that aren't helping you. They're pulling you down. Raphael comes in right behind that for the healing and to help gently nudge you in the direction that will be most helpful for you. And it's not just about physical health. It could be spiritual, mental, emotional, relationship. It could be all of the above. So I want you to remember that. Now, if we are having an eclipse in full moon in Scorpio, what's that mean? Scorpio is a transformative sign. It's time for something to end and something to begin. That's where your phoenix is rising out of the ashes. And it helps you kind of retreat within, to shed deeper layers and go deeper and really find the authentic trueness of who you really, really are. Are you living that? Do we feel like we're on track? Things like that. Now, a lot of times angels come through and go, yeah, you're on track, even though we're having the worst day. You could be having the absolute worst day. Or, it's just a rough day, unexpected, you're just hanging in there. You feel like that sometimes. We all do. And an angel message will come through and say, you're on track. And you go, I'm on track, even though this is a tough day. Yes, you're still on track. Because guess what? You're still picking yourself up by the bootstraps. You're still working it out. But you're also going to find the strength and stamina that you have. You don't even know that if you're not challenged by anything. You don't even know how strong you can be. So things like that can happen. Now, Scorpio is, he's represented by the scorpion because there's an ability here to transform and shed the skin, transform itself. Where do you need to change? What do you want to transform or shift or improve in your life? And you shed that old skin and you rise up with something brand new. Scorpio energy, being connected to that Phoenix, that's that strength, that power, that ability to rebirth itself from the ashes, from whatever fell apart, went away, is no more. Because that's the nature of moving forward. Nothing stays the way it is forever. We see that all the time in life. It can continually transforms, transitions, and comes up a new, brand new, change, different. I mean, nature and plants, they show you that all the time. They regenerate and they come back up. I mean, it's just amazing to me. It's the nature of how energy works. Not to stay in the past, not to stay stagnant, and not to be worried about what's happening tomorrow, because you need to be in your present, enjoy that, make the most of every moment we are in our present. In the future, worrying and stressing about that, you're completely not in your present. You're completely missing everything. So it's an appreciation of what you've accomplished, what you really need to let go of that served a purpose at one point. It probably was exactly what you needed at one point, but that doesn't mean it just stays that way forever. It's not fixed like that. I know. I've had to work with it too. I get you. And it's so here we've got this rising and shifting and rebirthing because the new chapter is ready to come in. When I talk about it's a new life chapter, all the things that are waiting out in the wings from the universe to bring in, it's just waiting for things to get out of the way so it can bring it in. So we have to say, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm going to get this out of the way so I can make room for it. If you looked at it that way, it's like that. It's like if you've got your closet so full you can't put one more thing in there, and you keep trying to buy things to put in there, makes no sense. The universe is, it's a good analogy for this because you've got to make room to bring it in and embrace it. And we have to let go of things that just aren't helping anymore. We don't keep all the broken, outdated, think about a computer that doesn't do anything anymore, but just sits there as broken. Or a broken television, or a broken whatever. It doesn't, why are we keeping it? We usually replace that with something new. This is how this works a little bit. So cycles of endings and rebirth are just a part of life. So keep that in mind, please. And this is going to be highlighted in this moon, okay? We all have our own journey. And when this eclipse comes in, it's going to really activate where you need to be, where you are. It'll show you where you are, where you need to be, and are you there? Are you on track? If you're on track, no big deal. But if you were way off track, it might feel bumpier, I guess is the way to say it. It might feel like, oh, it'll put you on track because of the soul contract. This is this belief system coming from a metaphysical viewpoint. And as you feel that energy of the eclipse building, you might find that you need to just kind of conserve your energy, or just make sure you're putting your self-care in place. Self-care is so important. I've noticed that for the whole year, self-care has been a priority, and probably to prepare us for things like this. So we know, okay, just get ready for it. You know, you've got to keep your balance. And don't be afraid. It is hard to say this so many times, and I keep repeating that because there's a lot of fear out there of, I don't know what's going to happen next, and you try to control it. Working with the universe is trusting what you don't understand yet, what you can't see. Where's the faith if you don't have any? Do you have any faith in it? If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. But if you say you do, and you still don't understand why you're so worried about trying to control what happens tomorrow, is there any faith in, or do you actually believe it? These are things to just ask yourself about this. Because the theme is about ending something that's in the way, it's what's in the way and holding you back. Okay? That's what it's about. It could wake up insecurities. And if you have insecurities in certain areas, it may highlight that. It may highlight, this is what's draining your energy. This is what's just really bringing you down when you're trying to raise your frequency, things like that. So many things. There's just a lot of deeper realizations here in our relationships, situations that we're in, that this eclipse kind of helps us pull back so we can look at that. Spiritual awakenings happen in times like this too. Spiritual awakenings, aha moments. There's that psychic connection and intuitive connection that can be very, very strong within yourself. You want to listen and trust your intuition about what feels right for you. And like I said, this is all a choice. Nothing you have to do or not do. These are choices that we're making here. But if you came here in a soul contract to do something and you want to work with the universe, it will let you know, hey, okay, this is where you are in life and this is where your goal is to be before you leave this place. You might want to get back on track with something, you know, and it might show you that. That's what you're looking for. Some people might be finding that their soul contract was to come here and just live simply. Just be a caretaker, just someone that lifts other people. Some other people might find that, or maybe just take care of their family and enjoy the little things in life. That could be a soul contract. That could be. You could find that your soul contract was more, you feel more driven and you feel more business related, or you feel like you're overcoming issues that you have in different aspects of life. Like maybe it's a health challenge, maybe it's you don't know. It could be so many different ways that your soul contract came here, but it's a soul growth focus, which has nothing to do with the physical world. Our soul and our higher self can reflect our outer world, but it's when we're in alignment and on track with that happens. And I'm bringing up a lot of big things because they're so important for us to start the new chapter, and this is the opportunity. So eclipses being highly sensitive and psychic, you really do want to pay attention to those nudges, especially if they're nagging and repetitive. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to different symbols or whatever's coming up that just seems like a synchronicity, any little thing like that. Mercury being retrograde, you could find that you feel like you're second guessing or it's a little foggy, I'm not sure. Just take that in stride around some good things too here. Just go within, take some patience, that 10-second rule, and just ask your inner voice, that one you can always trust. Just go deep, just listen. Sometimes we have to listen more than say anything with something like this. So your inner voice, your true soul's voice, knows exactly what you need to do. And if it's like just say, if it tells you to just hold, then hold. If it tells you, okay, let's take some action, let's change this or that, that's what you want to listen to right now. And it could take a little patience with the retrograde because you know, you might feel like, am I hearing that? Or yes, no. Just ask that part of you that you can trust, which is your soul, connected to who you truly are. That's the goal. Now, Venus and Chiron are also in alignment with this one. So I want you to pay attention to that because that brings in some things too. So that combination is purifying and healing vibrations, just sending healing and purifying vibrations our way. So here we have this, got to figure out what's holding me back, and I got to let it go, and I got to be okay about it. And then you have Venus and Chiron coming in with purifying and healing vibrations. That's wonderful. So the universe is giving us what we need to get this junk out of the way, to just get it cleaned up. What's holding you back? What's bringing you down? What's affecting you in a negative way? Anything like that. It could be as simple, and I want you guys to not overthink this. You want to go with what brings you down on that vibration. It could be as simple as what you choose to watch on your television. It could be what you choose to read, or what types of articles you do. It could be anything. It could be as simple as you just need to get your focus into a different area. As simple as that, and you're on your way. So If some of this is like, I don't really feel like anything's holding me back, but then I'll feel down or not upbeat, or something affects me negatively, look at what that is. It could be as simple as that. It could be anything, music you listen to. It could be just bad habits. It could be time to clean up your diet. I just want you guys to realize it could be something simple like that, and everything's going, you move on. So because that's bringing in healing and vibration, because Chiron helps with deeper challenges and wounded healing, you could find that this is going to help you find closure to something very, very deep that's been there for a long time. Could be ancestral, the deep stuff that could never heal. Some things may not heal, but this one's going to take you into a deeper level to really get to those nitty-gritties and balance out things and find your strength. So it is a good time for finding closure and making a decision about something so you can start that new chapter in life. So Michael is here whenever anything comes up about the fear and the what ifs, or you feel like, but if I knew more, I could control how this is more of a letting go and trusting the universe with this energy that I'm seeing here. And so after you set your intention and you work with this energy, you're looking to set the intention like, whatever I need to let go of, and trust your inner voice. Trust what the universe is presenting to you that you know is holding you back or affecting you. That's what you're looking for. It could just be as simple as a belief or a bad habit. It could be, I need to start eating whole grain. It could be as simple as stuff like that. Another one that is happening here is Mars and Neptune are also in alignment with this one. Now, what's that bringing? That brings the focus to the spiritual connection. Mars is fearless, so there it's going to help because it wants to give you that energy to, let's do this. Neptune is about spirituality, the higher realms, higher love and connection, something like that. Or things like that. This combination brings about a focus on your spiritual well-being. Remember, you could have everything going just fine in life, but what is your spiritual well-being okay? So that could be what your focus is. For some of you, it could be the physical world is like, wow, what do I do? But your spiritual well-being is where you're going to find the strength, the stamina, the vibration to let the universe help you and bring opportunities in. This is big. So this is about why we're even here. It's a soul contract thing. Sometimes we just get so caught up in being in this physical world and everything about it that we forget, and we're trying to control everything that's unfolding in our life, and maybe we don't want to do that right this moment. You can have intention. Law of attraction is very much there, but what you did come in with, and we are, like I said, we're looking at this from a metaphysical, spiritual point of view here, with astrology energies here. You came in here with a soul contract and a purpose, and when you're aligned with that, that's when everything will flow. That's the flow. And the soul's journey here pretty much takes the whole lifetime. Your whole lifetime is that journey of accomplishing what you had in that contract. So it may not happen till the very end of the life. It may happen and then you move forward, but it's not. I've even had people afraid that when they align with it, that's it, they'll leave. Some do, some, but I don't necessarily see that as like, that's it. It's just that's what happens sometimes. But no, it's not because of that. I don't see that. I see that our happiness, our peacefulness comes to our soul. Being aligned with who we truly are is what resonates and brings the balance and that harmony that we're always looking for. We're always looking for that next thing that'll make us feel better. But this is what this is about. But it comes from that spiritual wellness. that spiritual well-being and that balance. I mean, everybody is, even if they don't believe in anything, that's a belief, you know? So think about that. And remember, take notes about what this is. Take notes about what this is, because in November, I think it's, when is it? November 8th, there's another blood moon eclipse, and it's working with this one. So I highly recommend you take some notes on this one so you have them in November. And that way you know, okay, I see. Because you'll probably see how much you've accomplished and grown through something. And then this one will come in again in November, and we'll just see how it's unfolding for us. So that's quite a bit that I've been telling you. And as far as angels, and then I'm going to go over to the chat and say hello to everybody. As far as angels, Michael is going to be huge with this one. When fears, insecurities, you don't trust, you're being difficult or hard on yourself, you want to cut ties to that on a regular basis. I'm recommending every day, at least once a day, ask Michael to help you just cut cords to anything that's affecting you in a negative way. You may not know what they are. That's okay. But you could ask for that. Absolutely ask that, even when you're not sure. Ask for, you know, I just feel something, I'm not quite sure what it is. Can you just clear me of any lower frequencies or anything that's just bogging or weighing me down? And you work with that intention to clear that. If you did that at least once a day, for some of you, it might feel like you need to do it twice a day. If you're going through something really big, then do it. If you feel like, oh my gosh, this is a lot, then ask for some help from someone that can help you. You know that I'm here, but you know, whatever you need, it might not be what you need. I don't know what it is you need. But I'm just saying, just ask that. And then it's good to ask Raphael for the healing part, because we do have the energy of healing coming in with Venus and Chiron. There's vibrations of healing and letting go and releasing and all of that. So I would definitely work with those two and make that a theme through this eclipse. I know I'm planning to do that for whatever may come up for me, and go with that. Absolutely go with that. So let me go over and see what's going on and say hello to everyone in chat. Hello, Candace. Thank you. Thank you to Journey to Becoming Me and to Candace for the support. So appreciate the support. You guys know I love you. Let's see. Journey to Becoming Me. I feel like I have done enough, or you have done enough growth. I'm tired. I would like to request smooth sailing for a bit. Can you put a good word in for me? Absolutely. You can ask that, actually. I like that you brought that up. I like that you did that. Because you can actually ask, like, hey, I feel weary and I know I need some extra strength, but could I have a gentle nudge of something? And as long as you're still working with it and your intention is to heal and grow, because we really never stop healing and growing. But you have been through quite a bit. Yes, you have, but you also have other things that can lift, and you keep going. So not everybody's going to feel something big and heavy. Don't think that. And I was trying to make sure everybody heard that. We don't all have something huge, but if we've been avoiding and resisting for a really, really long time, or maybe our whole life, it might feel that way a little bit. It might not. It's just everybody's individual journey. But yes, you can ask that yourself too. Meditation download. I love it. I'm not even sure I know what my track is anymore. I don't know if any of us do. To be honest, I have felt like that too. Sometimes you just feel like, what? You know? And that's what we're talking about here. I want everybody to just share, and it is like that. So everybody, we're all sharing about how it feels, because there isn't a right or wrong way to feel this one. And you could feel like, why am I crying all the time? Why am I having such a heavy emotional time? You could feel like, why are my thoughts going that way? Why? So I've heard, and like, what in the world's going on with all of the stuff? I mean, this morning even, we were talking, trying to get everything working because it was so crazy. And I just looked at my tech and I just said, well, you know, Mercury retrograde. And the thing is, we were having a problem last Thursday. And then it was like, if I was taking everything personally or a personal attack, I would think, okay, why does this keep happening every Thursday when I'm getting ready to try to go live and help other people? Am I not supposed to do that? You know, that would be me taking that like as a negative. And I went, I could take it that way. And sometimes, you know, I'm using myself as an example, but sometimes we do that. We like, okay, does that mean that's a sign? This is what you would do in a situation like that. You reevaluate. It's like, all right, this keeps happening and challenging. And immediately I looked at it and I went, no, I'm not going to take that personally. I'm going to take that as it's going to challenge me to be more flexible and find new routes and different ideas, maybe a new approach, maybe change up the routine, maybe do this or that, maybe find other ways to connect all this together. Maybe, you know, time to upgrade something. And we got it back up. It tried to tease me a couple of times, but I just want everybody to know that it's about looking at it going, is this a personal attack and knocking me down? If I did that every time I had a problem connecting for this live stream, oh my goodness. You have no idea. I know Candace and Shadana would probably recall because they've been with me for just about the whole beginning of this show. They've been with me for many years. And we've had some crazy stuff. Shadana, do you remember when I had my phone taped above? Do you remember that? I don't know. I feel like you would remember that. I was doing a show where I was trying to paint and I didn't have enough stuff. I had my phone, which was several versions ago, taped above, and it started dropping right in the middle of the show. I mean, it hung on, but I had it taped as a camera. I mean, yeah, you just find ways to do things. And now I look back at all these challenges, and I'm looking like, gosh, what is it with this and that? And I mean, I'll be honest with you, live streaming is not as easy as it seems to be. I mean, we could do it simpler and just with this or that, but I like to bring you a great experience, okay? I like to bring a good experience. I like to be here with you live. I like to interact with you. So it's just weird like that. So let's see what's going on with everybody. Let's see. Shadana's there. Yep, you're feeling the same thing? Okay. Sending love. Let's see. I don't know what the next step or level for me is, but I'm ready. I think we all feel like that. I do. I feel like we all feel a little bit of what's going on. I know that I felt like something's around the corner. And it could just be, oh my gosh, we're going to step into this. But everywhere we've been and everything we've been doing up until now has been part of the journey. So don't feel like you were wasting any time. You weren't. You weren't. So, and let's see, we have, I'm not sure how to say that, Kara Kulatu. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, so I apologize. But hello and welcome to the show. Let's see. So happy to be live. It's been a long time. What a great, oh, you're welcome. Let's see. Think my purpose here is to help people navigate this world. Do you feel if that's true or not? Should I be a life coach? That's relaxing meditations. Wow. You're not sure. Well, you definitely want to be pondering that through this eclipse and this Mercury retrograde before you make a full decision. And here's one of the things that I want everybody to hear, because this is a good example of that. If you feel super passionate about doing that, then take some steps and go look into it. Absolutely. However, everybody actually can be one. You could be a professional in some other field or industry. Maybe you don't know what it could be. You could just be anything. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be anything and still be someone that encourages another. Because what does a life coach do? They encourage. If sometimes our purpose is doing stuff like that, literally. And sometimes it's, we just do that soul contract, or we do that part of us while we're doing something else. It happens. Sometimes the best ones are the ones that aren't actually officially doing it. And then it's sometimes, if that is your passion and that is what you want to put your heart and soul into, then why aren't you? Because that's coming from inside you. So what I hear is that you're trying to decide inside, then you to let me know. But what I'm feeling is you feel like, do I want to make a commitment to that? Do I trust in it? That's what you need to resolve. And it has to come from within you, for sure. So it's not like, oh yes, go be a life coach, because that wouldn't be a right answer to give you. That wouldn't be fair to you, because what it is more, you need to know that you have the stamina, because it's not easy to go and decide, oh, I'm going to go just do this, because you see a lot of stuff out there that looks like, wow, it looks like an easy job. We're constantly working really, really hard. I mean, my coaching, you know, I do individual coaching, I do things online, and I do this. It does take a complete dedication to that work, whether it makes money or not. And that happens for some. So I'm giving you an honest perspective, because I'm here because I absolutely love it anyway, whether it's doing anything or not. And I'm still so blessed when I have support coming in through super chats. And I mean, that's a blessing. I appreciate that. So if you're looking to do that, and that is something you truly 100% want to do, then absolutely pursue it. But if you feel hesitant, what I'm picking up is this: do I want to put that much work into that? Or can that be something I can do in addition to something else that pays my bills? You might want to do a half step. I feel like there's a little bit of a cusp in between there for you. And it might just be temporary. So I'm being as honest as I possibly can, not saying no. It just seems, you know, it just seems like you're hesitant about whether you want to completely do that or not. That's what you want to clear up. And I would definitely give it this few times, and don't make any rash decisions until this retrograde's done. That's what I would do. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to do for free? I mean, we do that anyway. You could be doing that with your friends. You could just be doing that when you encourage anybody. And when you encourage someone to better themselves, and someone comes to you and says, hey, you look like somebody that could help me with that shoe rack in the store. You're helping. It's coaching. I mean, believe it or not, it's part of being a human being. You know, I mean, it has turned into something for some people, and that's great to go toward. And I'm doing that. But at the same time, you can still do that and feel that. Sometimes we just want to give to others, and it feels good to give. It feels really good, and sometimes we need to pay a bill. Hey, I got a little bit of both that I have to do. I have to pay bills, but I also love coming here and giving too. And the universe gives me back what I need to keep it going. Look for that. That's going to help you with that, for that answer. It's kind of like it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. And let me see. We had another question. I would love some advice from angels. We are selling our house due to drug lab next door. Oh goodness, dangerous situation. If angels have any advice and comfort, please thank and bless. Okay, got you. Got you. Are we still safe in this home? Okay. I agree. I think it might be the strong nudge that the universe is bringing you, that there's something else better, a different environment with frequency for you. However, you can shield your home for protection, and Michael can absolutely help you. I would ask him every day and say thank you. This is the way I do it when we've had any kind of threats or anything like that. Like, thank you, Michael, for protecting and putting a shield up over our home. I always take that like a dome. If you guys have ever worked with the bubble of protection, you know, and we work with that shield of protection and energy field of protection. We put that around ourselves. You can put it around your car, but you can put it around your home. You can put it around your office desk. You can put it around whatever you are going to be. And you don't, because that fear can wear you down. But once a day, at least say thank you for putting that shield of protection up over the home and helping you guys find a way to move through into the next part of your journey. I would take it to the property lines and to the street level. Absolutely. Take it all the way to the property lines and to the street. That's what I would do. That's how I do it. I also take it way up high in the sky, about to the clouds, and then I take it below the earth deeper. And just kind of like think about the base and where a tree root would end. Like just take it that way. But always go to the property lines and all the way to the street level. And then fill it with love and protection and no fear. I mean, obviously you want to pay attention to that. But yeah, I definitely think that it would be good to remember or to move forward. This could be your strong nudge to, it's time for you guys to relocate. So don't freak out. Just put that up. That's what I'm thinking. And if it were me, I'm trying to put myself in that position, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. And I've had to do that before, honestly. So I hope that that helps you. And I'm definitely putting some extra prayers of safety and love and high vibrational frequency to you, sending you a burst of that to help you feel safe in your energy. So we can be completely safe in our energy. The other thing you can do on that bubble, and just as a reminder, some of you already know this, put something reflective on the outside of that bubble that's protecting your property and home. Something like a mirror. So when anything negative is trying to come toward you, it will reflect back to where it comes from, and you don't have to be dealing with, okay, I'm going to do this in retaliation, or I'm going to do this or that. You just let nature and the universe and the angels take care of that, and it will reflect back, and just let it be, and you stay in your environment that is protected. That's what I'm recommending. Okay, let's see here. Relaxing meditation. Yes, it does feel good to help people, and it's nice when it works out well for others. You are amazing. Thank you. You're so welcome. I would keep doing that, because we're lifting our frequency when we help another. I always feel a lot of, I mean, I'm here to give you everything I've got, every truth, every honest, hey, I feel that too, because I'm human. I'm spiritual, living that human experience as well. I want this to feel like I'm not better than you. I'm not higher. I've studied it a long time, and I'm not afraid to get in front of a camera live. You know, that is really hard for some. Or, you know, to just be out here and be there for you. So this is one of my gifts that I can share with the world. That's one of the things you want to do. You want to share. When you're in spiritual alignment with your soul, you're sharing the gifts. And some of them become what you do for a living, and some of them don't. Some of them don't. It's not always about that. I think sometimes we think it's supposed to be. And I am talking from someone that does it full time. I know that, but there's times where it could be both. It could be, I'm going to just go do this for fun. Honestly, if you approach those things that you absolutely love to do with passion, maybe you love helping your neighbor that can't cut their grass anymore because they're elderly, or maybe you like helping in groups, or maybe you like supporting someone else. Supporting someone else that is about what you are into and what you believe, and help them, is also an effort of gift. Some people are in those roles. But sometimes maybe we're just overthinking. What are we supposed to be doing? And we're trying too hard to be something. Make sure you're not trying to make that your identity, because your job is not your identity. Your soul is who you are. And that identity that you're looking for in, okay, I'm a professional, work, whatever, that's not necessarily your identity. Yeah, it could change. We evolve, we shift, we grow. And the universe is all about that soul growth. And this is a soul growth opportunity. For some, it could be they haven't worked on it or really took it seriously, and all of a sudden, spiritual awakening time for them. I know. And they're going to have a lot of questions. Remember how we were when we first were, if you were beginning this, remember how you were feeling so much and you couldn't read 10 books at once, but you wanted to. And you were just a sponge. You couldn't wait. And it's still evolving and you're still in it. And you're like, wow, I thought I would just get all caught up. And well, no, it's not about that at all. We're leveling up. We're going deeper. We're taking it. We're moving through it. It's the life's journey is the soul purpose is part of the life's journey. Remember that. So it could be the simplest thing. Maybe you love baking, or maybe you love gardening and you grow and plants and give them away. It could be simple as that. What my main thing here that I want you to hear is that whatever's holding you back from your joy or doing what you love, it could be that you just don't give time for the things you love to do. Maybe you just love some of your hobbies and you don't allow yourself to enjoy them. Joy is part of the journey too. It raises the frequency whenever we feel low. You have to give yourself that. You have to do your self-care. You have to know and love yourself as much as the love that you give another. You can't hold that back. You have to love yourself enough to give yourself what you need to be in this world, to be that person that you came here to be, to have that soul purpose shining through. If you're not allowing that to happen, that's denying the world of the gift that you came here to do in your soul contract. I know. So we have to cut ourselves some slack sometimes. We may not understand what exactly it is we need to get out of the way. It could just be we're afraid to try because we might mess up. Maybe that's what the eclipse will highlight for you. Maybe we're afraid to take a step and try something new because we don't want to do it wrong. If that's yours, that's going to be coming up to highlight. So like I said, I really want you guys to understand this thing is not like, oh my gosh, gloom and doom. You may see some of that in some life journeys. That doesn't mean that's what you're getting. It means you're supposed to be focusing on what you're supposed to be getting out of it. So your gifts can come through and shine, and you can share that, whether it's your job, or you just love to do it, or it's a charity, or it's just taking care of your family, whatever it is. You want to be doing that, because when you align and you actually give that time of day, you're really shifting the frequency and vibration of the whole web of your part in that connection to everything. And that's big. That's big. That's the biggest thing you can do. And then you just let the chips fall into place. You let the universe bring the opportunities and you let it unfold. It's actually, when I look at it that way, it's easier than we make it. We make it so hard because we overthink it. Or we try to make the spiritual part of us a physical part of us. And it's part of us, but not the physical part of us. It's just more aligning and listening to it. So I hope that everybody heard that and you can understand what I'm talking about here. And I just want to say, love. And I'm sending out a lot of blessings, a lot of energy and good vibes to each and every one of you. I want to send you, with intention, a boost of encouragement and uplift while we go through some interesting energy here, and while you're trying to sort out how that applies to you and what you can do or let go of. So you can write that next chapter in your life and embrace it fully, bringing your gifts forward into that and shining and being who you really are. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today, and I do hope you've enjoyed the show, and thank you so much for the support from Candace and Journey to Becoming Me, and each and every one of you that show up for the show. Thank you for those that connect with me on my website. I appreciate all of you, each and every one of you, and I hope that you will join us next time on the Jenn Royster Show. Much love to each and every one of you. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jennroyster.com.